So, what is coaching? I think the easiest way for me to tackle this question is just to kind of tell you a bit about my journey to this point, how I got into it, and how it's affected me. So, when I was in my late 30s, I was in I thought, fortunate position to be able to retire early. I'd built a business from my early 20s. I'd employed 30 people. It was a leader in our niche in London, and I'd built a couple of other companies along the way. And was able to step away from the corporate world and basically retire. I had a beautiful house, the cars, the lovely wife I was madly in love with and still am, my first kid, and the second one on the way. Everything on paper looked amazing, and it was exactly how I planned it. Yet I still had this feeling of being unfulfilled and feeling a bit empty, at least from a professional perspective. And I had that same feeling during my work time. Whilst I was working and building this business and doing all the things that got me to that point, I was also deeply unfulfilled with the work. I felt empty with regards to the work. But I did it thinking, well, it's going to get me, and then everything's going to be fine. It wasn't. Surprise, surprise. Now, I knew something fundamental needed looking at. So I started working with a coach, and this coach had trained under the coactive model. And in just a few sessions, I had some really groundbreaking changes in the way I saw things and the way I felt about my life. The coactive model has a few pillars, but one of them is getting you to identify your core values. Now, these aren't the values that you think you're supposed to have or the values your parents wish you had, but these are values that really are core to you and that really fire you up. And most of us don't know these because we suppress them in the pursuit of our goals, be them financial or status or whatever it is. So he helped me identify these core values that were deep inside me that I really didn't know existed until we did the work. Then we did some work on creating a clear and compelling vision for myself, a goal of what I wanted my life to be like and what I wanted to achieve. Now, this was done through a series of techniques and processes and some interesting visualization work. But when you have those two things, you have a clear and compelling vision, and you are very crystal clear on your core values. Them two together is half the battle because then you're creating a vision for yourself that is compelling, that is in line with your core values and just pulls you forward. It's not pushing a heavy load uphill to get to the wrong goal, the wrong task that isn't in line with your values, which is what most of us do and which is what I did for 20 years. It pulls you forward when those two are in sync. And the other thing he did for me was he helped me see things from a different perspective. Because if you're going, and this can apply, by the way, to big life questions like it was for me, or it can apply to smaller issues, work related problems or challenges you're facing. It can apply to anything. But when you're going on the same path for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and you're looking at it with the same perspective, you're only going to come up with the same kind of solutions, and they're going to get you to where you are now. If you want real change and fundamental change, you do need a change in perspective. And that's easier said than done. But there are processes and techniques to get you there. But once you are able to see something truly from a different perspective, then it's a light bulb moment. Then it's like, wow. It's like seeing something on the ground at ground level and you go up in a hot air balloon, you see that, you see it completely differently. And your view on things changes fundamentally and the shift becomes easy. And especially when you combine that with the change in perspective combined with the clear vision and the identification of your true values, those three things together just make change easy. It flows. You see abundance everywhere. You see opportunity. And life becomes a lot easier because you're going to something or you're aiming for something that is compelling. It's not pushing that heavy load uphill. And that's what most of us do. And that's what I had done my whole professional career. And then I got to that point where I was thinking, ugh, now what? But through coaching and under the coactive model, I really felt this, it was a revelation to me. And I knew from that minute, that's exactly what I wanted to do because part of my core values are connection with others is a big thing that's very important for me. Being connected with other people and helping other people develop that's super important to me. That's what I actually enjoyed in my old work when I had staff. I had Lots of staff that I would, that was the one thing I did enjoy, is developing people and helping people move forward. So if you're in a position similar to myself where you find yourself where you aim to be, but when you get there, you're thinking, really? Is this it? You have that kind of now what feeling. Or perhaps you're at a point in your life where you can't even see the crossroads and you can't see the different forks in the road. You're just feeling a bit lost and you need a bit of clarity in your direction and understanding of where you stand. Then coaching can definitely help. And it doesn't take long. It really, you can experience transformational change in just a few sessions. It can be that powerful. So if this is something that interests you, then please do get in touch. But either way, I wish you the best of luck and all the best.